Greetings, friends. Welcome to a podcast from the movement for a world without poverty. This podcast will ultimately take the country's development and the progress of our fellow human beings to new heights. This is not something we listen to for entertainment every day. It's a somewhat challenging topic. Please set aside some time and listen patiently. For the betterment of everyone's lives and for our country to witness remarkable growth, I kindly request you to listen to it completely. Title of the podcast: PoorNoMore, Ending the Poverty Governments Refuse to Eliminate. In episode 1, The Myth of Inevitable Poverty, we will bust the lie that kept billions trapped, that poverty is eternal. We will start with uncovering why governments holding the key to ending poverty for over 50 years kept it hidden. These are not just words. This moment, when you clearly and unequivocally understand how you have been kept in poverty, this is the first step you take towards your family living a life of dignity. Is this possible, and how is this possible? To find out, let us dive in. In a country which is resource rich, when work can produce the needs of everyone, poverty kept alive is not only a betrayal but also a crime. Why this betrayal and crime? Because governments themselves not understanding the true nature of money is directly responsible for this. Let's see how. Money is created by the government itself through spending. Each country has its own national currency. The national government is the sole supplier of that currency to the economy. How? By spending money into existence and injecting money into the economy. Governments inject money by purchasing goods and services and labor for public needs. Till recently, such spending was limited to the extent of gold reserves a government has, thereby reducing the government purchase of goods, services and manpower. It may be a national security requirement. It may be employing more teachers, doctors, nurses, police, judges. It may be purchasing cement or steel. All got reduced. But no more. Post 1971, those chains are gone. Economies now have unlimited power to spend. Outdated gold standard budgeting practices linking spending to taxes doesn't apply anymore. Governments can create money and spend freely, purchasing manpower, goods and services to the extent it wishes. Currency isn't convertible to gold. That ended in 1971. Government spending is limited only by real resources, available goods, services, and human labor. Limited only by goods, services, and human labor. Governments cite inflation as a barrier, but targeted spending that boosts production nullifies it, creating the goods to match the money. Look at Japan, a small nation kept on pouring enormous funds into public works, becoming the world's most modern economy without runaway inflation. China, a miracle, outproducing everyone in key sectors, all powered by its own currency power, again without inflation. Why does every country refuse to do this? When a country possesses this enormous power to create and spend its own money to build and develop, why haven't they wiped out poverty completely? With people ready to work and natural resources aplenty, what blocks more production? We could increase the production of goods and services, the real wealth, to the extent of eliminating poverty altogether. What prevents it from happening? Today, we have enough food, shelter, and clothing to lift everyone to a comfortable life. No shortages like in the past. Yet, even now, if people are struggling to meet their basic needs, is it because production is largely carried out by private capital? Has China found a solution to that by producing through state-owned enterprises? What is the real block? Government's misunderstanding of how currency works. The change in the monetary regime, the system of how currency is valued and created, gave back to a country the immense currency power to create its own money and spend. Government's complete misread of the enormous implications of this change, its failure to understand the new regime, is the only block to the real change of making a country and its people attain a life of comfort. I am Rajendra Rasu from PoorNoMore. We reject the global defeatist narrative that poverty can never be eliminated. You might be thinking, what is this? He is saying that poverty that has existed for thousands of years will no longer exist. How can we ever escape poverty? Picture it, workers toiling in harsh fields and factories. Their sweat fueling luxury cars for owners, balance sheets bloated with profits, dividends flowing to the few, while protests erupt for a living wage. Poverty woven into life because labor is undervalued in front of so-called scarce private capital. But in 1971, public's capital power, that's government's monopoly power to create its own money and spend, was fully restored. But that economic liberation was not publicly declared. Governments worldwide chose silence, hoarding it instead of ending poverty. Poverty was inevitable for millennia, agreed. But after 1971, no excuse. What happened that year? A historic shift handed governments immense power to create and spend new money freely, unshackled from gold. Let us listen to what experts say.
As Barry Eichengreen describes in Exorbitant Privilege, the 1971 suspension of dollar convertibility to gold was a pivotal moment that ended the Bretton Woods system, ushering in an era of fiat money and giving governments unprecedented control over money supply and fiscal policy.
We listen to an expert opinion. That's right, governments reclaim their power to create money and spend. But this force, capable of erasing poverty, was hidden from the public, a great betrayal against everyday people. We are not denying disparities in living standards. High rises gleam while huts huddle below. Let success thrive, but why keep poverty alive? Like failing to raise minimum wages for dignified lives, despite the power to set them at any level. Or wrong policies like low informal wages or regressive taxes the real culprits? PoorNoMore emerged from this inquiry. While the world accepts poverty as unbeatable, we are exposing the lie and showing how to end it now. We celebrate top achievers, but with production soaring, labor output up, productivity booming, goods abundant, why does wealth hoard with capital providers, leaving billions trapped in poverty? Private capital is once scarce and mighty, dictated profit shares and policies sustaining poverty. But that scarcity ended in 1971. A massive understanding about capital fuels it all. Where does that investor money come from? It originates from government, the monopoly supplier. Through spending, they flood economies with currency. Government spending keep enriching the wealthy again and again because of the policies, spending plans, and the institutional structure. Unlimited power checked only by real resources, labor, materials, machinery, budgets, and parliamentary nods. Unlimited but resource bound. Let us listen to what experts say.
As Jeffrey Garden explains in 3 Days at Camp David, Nixon's team knew closing the gold window unleashed monetary flexibility and deficits without gold constraints, but presented it as temporary protection against speculators, rather than a revolution in public spending.
As reflected in Federal Reserve historical accounts, Nixon framed the gold window closure as temporary relief from inflation, downplaying its role in freeing fiscal expansion from gold reserves.
As Barry Eichengreen suggests in Hall of Mirrors, domestic economic controls often serve as distractions, while fundamental shifts in monetary power occur behind layers of technical language.
We listen to what experts said about this change. Picture this. Without government money circulating in the economy, production grinds to a halt. No businesses, no jobs, nothing. We have lived it. That 2016 demonetization nightmare, when cash vanished to overnight and the whole country froze. Chaos we all remember. The year 2016 also shows us what can be achieved when there is a free flow of money touching every productive hand. If lack of money circulation can disrupt people's daily lives completely, then what is preventing us from increasing that circulation in a way that will improve the living standards of all people? If the improvements in the living standards of the helpless person standing at the end of the queue depends on this flow of money, then can there be any greater reason to prevent this from happening than this potential for upliftment? Yet governments greenlight endless bank credit growth, ballooning the money supply without a second's thought. Is it because it makes the rich richer? So why not channel just a fraction of that power into a targeted spending to wipe out poverty completely? The blocker? One massive myth: money's origin and flow. Why is the government's most crucial and valuable power, the power to create money, being concealed? Money originates from government. The government spends first, thereby injecting money into the hands of people, making tax payments possible. That money is then given back to the government as taxes. That is, it is returned to the very place from where it originated. So is taxation an act of removing money from circulation, or is it funding provided for government spending? Why does a government that creates its own money by spending need money through taxes? Taxes don't fund government spending, they come after. Government spends first, creating the money that makes taxes possible. Flip that sequence and the trap snaps shut. This is the harsh truth. If the government doesn't spend, then there will be no money in the economy. This 1971 misunderstanding, where does money for government spending come from, dooms billions. PoorNoMore reveals it. Leaders and policymakers won't listen to us. We are telling you directly. Spread it. Our mission? Making the whole world declare that there are no more poor people, complete eradication of poverty, and a high standard of living for all. Money's true nature can transform the world. Join us. Even the educated fall for it. Schooled in gold-tide eras where taxes funded spending under reserve limits. But was that taught as era-specific? Gold backings and humongous implications, but ignored as if it is an everyday occurrence. Was this change concealed because it would completely eradicate poverty and thus uplift most marginalized people to a comfortable life? If this change had been favorable to the wealthy, would it have been concealed? Today's money, no intrinsic value, just paper, but a tax credit. Money buys goods, saves, pays taxes, so we feel it is valuable. But originates from government via spending and regulated banks. Government doesn't appear to have realized the immensity of currency power it has. It doesn't appear to have understood that it has shared that power with regulated banks. It is ridiculous to say that the increase in money supply from bank lending is not a problem, but it is a problem if it increases from government spending. Can anyone deny this? This keeps the poor as poor and the rich as rich always. question and answer segment. Let me read a question from a listener. This is a listener from Tamil Nadu. If money is unlimited, won't it cause hyperinflation like in history? Smart question. No, the answer is it will not cause inflation. If the spending focuses on producing goods and making goods and services available commensurate with the money spent, there will be no inflation from such expenditure. Japan and China prove it. Massive bills, stable prices. It's policy choice, not fate. Need clarity? DM at PoorNoMore India. From the mints to the central banks, it's simple. They just count the notes as they roll off the press. No real value attached. Not to the government anyway. That's the heart of the confusion. Before 1971, as per the international agreement, currencies were valued in terms of gold through dollar and the exchange rates were fixed based on that. So currencies were intrinsically valuable. But the money we have today has no intrinsic value. Besides this, there is the difference between the issuer and users of money. The central government alone holds the sole authority to create money. Everyone else, users of money, including the state governments, who can only spend what they have got. Repeat after me. The issuer spends first, injecting money into the system. Users follow, chasing it for taxes, savings, everything. Gold eras blurred that line. Back then, even the issuer felt the pinch because currency tied to a gold is valuable for all, including the government that issues the currency. The governments couldn't create money beyond the gold reserves. But 1971 flipped the script entirely. For the government, it's still just paper they printed will. For us, it's the lifeline they have kept just out of reach. No one would have dreamed a mere monetary standard shift. How currency value is set would totally alter how government spending happens, how much it could spend, and how it could completely alter the fate of billions of people and their living standard, and could wipe out distress totally from the face of earth. The shift in monetary system was a prolonged process for many countries, and the sheer mightiness of the misread and falsehood went unnoticed in that process, with the operational complexity not helping the cause. Labeled as regime or system, we glozed over it. Harsh truth, economic fallout, ignored totally and blindly. And this boon, this miraculous power, which could have made everyone prosperous and created a world without poverty, is wasted for 50 years. We have destroyed the happiness of countless families because of this lack of understanding. Gold linked, value from metal. Now, the value is from government prices paid. Extraordinary. For users, tax acceptance adds worth. For issuers, still paper. Private capital dethroned from its pedestal. Public money got back its Majoan glory. Gold was once coins, then the gold back to notes. Nations fixed values for stable exchanges, chaining prices. Domestically, limited spending and lending to reserves. Creation, only gold backed. Then how to boost money supply? Mine, conquer lands or export for gold, sacrificing real goods for the shrine of gold. Think about it. Modern money isn't backed by gold anymore. No shiny boss dictating our fate. No intrinsic tie holding us back. Up until 1971, currency was redeemable at banks, which meant creation was capped. Forcing governments into this endless cycle of taxing and borrowing their own cash just to spend it again. That's where balanced budgets came into existence. From artificial scarcity, keeping economies on a leash. But America pulled the plug in 1971. ending dollar gold convertibility and unleashing real growth potential worldwide. So, in our monetized economies today, how do we finally end poverty? Simple. Understand money first. Every bit in circulation. It all traces back to government spending, the true origin. No government spend, no private savings, no investments, no taxes to collect. The sequence is unbreakable. Spend first, then everything else follows. Break that myth and the chains shatter. Let us listen to what experts say.
As Matthew Desmond argues in Poverty, by America, poverty persists in affluent societies because systems that sustain it benefit the wealthy, even though resources exist to eradicate it completely.
As Joseph Stiglitz contends, when the top 1% captures most economic gains while millions struggle, the system is rigged rather than efficient.
We heard what experts say. 1971's Nixon shock ditched Bretton Woods, birthing fiat. Zero intrinsic value. Dollar gold chain broken, unlinking all currencies. August 15, Economic Freedom Day for the marginalized. Restoring sovereign funding for development. Policymakers fail to shout it. Reserves once forced tax borrow practice. '71 revived freedom. Japan, massive infrastructure built without inflation. China, miracle economy via adapted currency power. Yet, 50 years on, misunderstanding of money traps billions. Governments aren't just players in the economy, they are the architects, the drivers. Policies all theirs. Money flow straight from their hands. It's their spending that seeds the pot, turning savings into credit, sparking protection and trade into full blaze. Even the so-called free markets, they thrive only within the government's framework, the rules, the rails, and the very air they breathe. Imagine the power unleashed, lifting entire villages with jobs that pay dignity, facilities that heal and connect, a ripple of real opportunity from the ground up. But outdated budgetary practices, treating nations like pinched household ledgers, squander it all, denying generations education, healthcare, a fair shot. Inflation, just a smoke screen. Plan the production first and you dodge it entirely. Harness that currency wisely and it doesn't just manage poverty, it eradicates it, igniting lives in a true social revolution. Episode 1 wraps Poverty's Myth Busted. 1971's Hidden Gift Unveiled. Join PoorNoMore, ending the poverty governments refuse to eliminate. Subscribe at PoorNoMore India on X. Share this. Tag a leader. Together, ஏழைகளற்ற உலகம். A world without poverty. No more poor. This episode and the whole series was created in collaboration with XAS Group, which tailored every word I spoke into a powerful force for change. My thanks and congratulations to Grog. If used correctly, Grog will lead us to the greatest transformation the world has ever seen, to the finest era of humanity. Congratulations again. Thank you. Goodbye. Signing off. Rajendra Rasu.